Hey guys, this is the Iron Mobility Fitness channel. I'm Coach Hallie, and today is our third workout of our squat challenge for the month of February. And today we're going to be working on some single leg variations of squats. So we're going to get warmed up and then do some fun squat exercises. Get ready. Here we go. Okay, we're going to start with the world's greatest stretch. Just get our body moving. It's chilly out here today, so I want to get moving and grooving right away. So we're just going to start with our feet hips width distance, roll down through our spine, chin to chest, roll all the way down till you're in your forward hang, and then walk your hands out to a nice solid plank, shoulders right above the wrist. Take a moment here, press out of those scaps, protract, and feel your chest pull forward through the shoulders. And then we'll take 1 foot forward into a nice long lunge. Reach that arm up, open up toward that bent leg, breathe in. Exhale, thread the arm through for a big twist. Inhale. Do that 2 more times. Last one, breathe in. Exhale, twist. Good. And then just step that foot back and we'll switch legs, moving through the plank to the lunge. Inhale, reach open. Exhale. Find as much of a stretch through the shoulders as you can. Last one. Hand comes underneath the shoulder, step back to the plank again, and then work our way into a downward dog. We're going to pedal through the feet to stretch out the ankles a little bit. Just do that a few times, bending one knee, and then switch. It always feels nice to get a little stretch in the ankles and calves. Feels good. Now walk your hands all the way back to your feet again. Hang over, let your neck relax. And then we're going to roll up through our spine. Just take your time, stack your body. Okay, and then we're going to go right into some lunges. So I'm going to step my right leg forward, come down into a lunge. I'm going to reach the right arm back, reach it back forward, push the floor away, come back to both feet, and we're going to switch sides. So left leg steps forward, find a lunge, twist open toward that front leg, reach the arm forward, push away out of that front foot to come back. We're going to do that just 2 more times on each leg, coming forward in the lunge, twisting through the T-spine. Just breathing with your movement. 1 more to each side. Good, and left side forward 1 more time. Awesome, and then we're gonna go into just a little movement sequence coming down onto both knees to start. And we're gonna alternate sides that we step forward with for this as well. And we're gonna go for 40 seconds. So here we go. We're gonna step the right leg forward into a little mini lunge in 3, 2, 1. Step forward, then get into a squat, press up, reverse all that back down with that same left leg going back. Come to both knees and switch. Left leg forward, squat, extend the hips, coming back, and keep going. We got about 30 seconds left. Just moving through your full squat, that little lunge, full hip extension at the top. Good, 15 seconds left. And we've got about 5 seconds left, so just go through this last rep on this side. Awesome. Now we're gonna go into a dead bug variation, and you can grab a kettlebell for this. We're gonna start in the arm bar position. So it's gonna be racked on one hand, turn into the fetal position, and then we're gonna turn onto our back, press the kettlebell straight up toward the sky. Knees are bent, feet flexed. Opposite hand is just gonna reach up, and that opposite hand and the same leg that has the kettlebell are going to extend. Leg goes forward as the arm goes back. Exhale as you pull back, to your starting position. And we're just keeping everything as stable as we can. Feeling the scap protract, pressing those knuckles up of that fist that has the kettlebell. Trying to keep the pelvis stable, rib cage wrapping in and down toward the ground underneath you. So we're getting our whole abdominal wall to fire up. 4 more on this side. Two left. Last one. Good. Bring the kettlebell down. We're going to just drag it around our head to bring it to the other side of our body. Start in that fetal position. And then turn. Press the kettlebell up. Find a stable spine. Protract through your scap. And then the opposite hand of the side that has the bell and the same leg of the side that has the bell are moving together. Reaching apart. Exhale as you pull back. 5 more. Really thinking about the rib cage and the spine, trying not to flare open as the arm and leg extend. So we're keeping the rib cage and the pelvis stable. 2 more. Last one. Good. Bring the bell down. Awesome. So that's our little warm-up sequence. If you want to do all that again and get a longer warm-up, feel free to go for it. But I'm going to try to keep this workout, only about 20 minutes long. So we're going to move on to our first squat circuit. So the first drill we're going to do is a little mini single leg squat. Now you can do this with your grounded foot, your standing leg just flat on the ground, or if you have a yoga block that's nice and sturdy or a thick book that's nice and sturdy, you can use it and stand on top of it. Just make sure you have, a spot that's good and balanced. My ground's a little lumpy here, but it works. But we're gonna stand on top of that yoga block or just flat on the ground. And this floating leg is gonna reach forward and I'm gonna tap my heel down to the floor and then press up and extend my standing leg's hip. I'm reaching my arms forward as my heel is going forward and my hips are going back. Okay, so again, you can do this with your foot flat on the ground if you want. Having the yoga block just gives you a little more challenge to get deep into this little mini squat. Let's do 3 more on this leg. And this is a good warm-up drill for the single leg box squats that we're gonna do in our next circuit. You'll see those in just a few minutes. Okay, and then we're just gonna switch legs. So I'm not gonna turn around just so you can see my standing leg on this side a little better, in case you wanna see that hip a little more and what it looks like. But just set yourself up, flex your floating legs, toes to your shin, and then think of that hip really reaching back in space as the hands reach forward. Exhale as you extend the hip and come up. This bending legs knee is trying to flex as much as possible and reach forward toward your toes. So yes, we want those knees to travel toward our toes. It's an old myth that we, can't squat with our knees past our toes. That's actually the wrong way to squat, but it was a pretty prevalent fitness myth for a long time in like the 90s and early 2000s. But now we know that knee flexion is essential. Ankle dorsiflexion is essential. 2 more. And last rep. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna move the yoga block out of the way. And then we have a little sequence with a single arm clean into a split stance squat. So grab a kettlebell, doesn't have to be heavy. We're gonna single arm rack it, and we're squatting in a split stance position. So just like a split stance deadlift, where the back heel's popped up away from the floor. It's a relatively short stance. I'll show you real quick how to get into it. If you place your feet hips width distance parallel, all 10 toes facing forward, you're gonna take what is your back leg, turn it directly 90 degrees to the side, those toes to the side, okay? And then I'm gonna turn my heel and just swivel it back. And that's my split stance position. So it's not, a crazy long position like a lunge. It's a little shorter. We're gonna take the kettlebell and we're gonna clean it up into a single arm rack. And then we're squatting in the split stance position. So this leg is really doing the work, and I'm gonna bend into both knees, coming down, and exhale, press up. We're gonna bring the kettlebell back down and repeat for 8 reps, okay? So feel free to go at your own tempo, but we're gonna hinge over, take a nice big breath in, exhale, clean it up, inhale as you squat, and exhale, push away the floor. Bring the bell down and repeat. Clean, big breath in, exhale, press up. 6 more. In your split stance position, might feel a little awkward to squat in at first if you've never done it before. But it does target that front leg a little bit more. So it's a nice way to get some unilateral squatting pattern without the back foot being totally off the ground. We got 2 more reps. Big breath in. Last one. And bring the bell down. Awesome. Just take a few moments to breathe. We'll do that on the other side as well. So set yourself up. And like I said, find your split stance position on this side by doing that little 90-degree turn, and then the heel swivels back. And that should be where it feels kind of natural, for your split stance position. Okay, here we go. Second side for 8 reps. Starting in your hip hinge, breathe in and clean the bell. Big breath in on the way down. Exhale, drive up and repeat. Clean. Exhale. Hinge the hips back. Five more. Find that deep bend in both knees on the way down. Two left. And last round. Bring the bell down. Woo! Move that bell off to the side. Get some water. We're gonna do that superset one more time. So starting with our little mini single leg squats with the yoga block. And again, you can do them just on the ground. I'll show you real quick what that looks like. I realized I didn't do that before, but you're just foot flat on the ground, hinging, tapping the heel down in front of you, and then standing up, okay? So either way, totally fine. Woo! My water just flew out of my straw. Okie dokie. Woo! That little sequence doesn't look like much, but with that D position in that split stance paired with these, you know, it's pretty quad dominant doing those patterns together, which is, you know, someone designed it this way. I did to target our quads and our hips for these squats. Okay, here we go. Sending your opposite heel forward as the arms reach forward. Exhale as you drive up. Send your hips back. And then fully extend the hip at the top. 4 left. 2 more. Last one on this side. Woo! Go ahead, shake that out. It's a lot of ankle stability balancing on that yoga block too, so you might feel the muscles in your ankles and feet really working to help you balance. It's always a nice humbling feeling. Okay, here we go. Second side, find your balance on your yoga block or on the floor. Dorsiflex and bring the toes to your shin of your floating leg. Reaching forward as the hips go back. Exhale, drive away from the floor. The arms are just helping us counterbalance our hips as we come down. And there is spinal flexion in the single leg squat position. I forgot to mention that, but just like with a pistol squat, where you do this basically all the way to the floor, our spine has to flex, has to go into a posterior pelvic tilt. So it's not one of those exercises where you're really worried about keeping a straight spine. 2 more. Last one. Awesome. Clear that yoga block off to the side. And then grab your kettlebell for our split stance squats. Kettlebell clean. Set yourself up. You can do that little foot swivel to get yourself in position. Let's try not to rest for too long, but take another breath or two. Hinge over and clean the bell up. Big breath in. Exhale as you push away. Six left. Just 3 more. Big breath in. Exhale. Big breath in. Push away and exhale. 2 left. Last one. Hinge, rest, shake it out and breathe for a few moments before we do the other side. Okay. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Hinge back over. Here we go, 8 rounds. Breathe in. Exhale as you push away. 6 left. 3 more. Last one. Good, bring it down. Woo! All right, we're gonna take about 30, 45 seconds of rest to recover. And then we're going into those single leg box squats. We're gonna do these with just our body weight because we're gonna go for time rather than for reps. So we're gonna try to crank out as many reps in 40 seconds as we can. We'll do 40 seconds on the first leg, 20 seconds to just transition and recover a little, breathe, go into the other side for 40 seconds, and then 20 seconds to transition. We'll grab a heavier kettlebell and do a single rack march for 40 seconds on each side, okay? So we have a total of 4 minutes in one round because it's 2 sides for each exercise, doing 2 exercises, and we're gonna do it 2 sets. So 8 minutes total more of work, and then we'll be done. So what you wanna do is get a chair or a box like this. Now the height will depend on your hip and ankle mobility. You wanna find a height that feels challenging enough to where when you come down, it's a little bit of a struggle to reach all the way down to it. And we're trying not to fall down onto it, but control down. And then pressing back up out of it, you know, feels like some decent work to get up out of that depth. If you need assistance on the way down or on the way up, you can use your opposite toes on the ground to do a modified version, and maybe use it just on the way up if you can control the descent with your foot floating, and then you just need the assistance on the way up, great. If you can do it with the foot floating like I'm gonna do for the whole 40 seconds, that's awesome too. And yeah, if you need to use those toes on the ground, go for it. Okay, here we go. Set yourself up in front of your chair or your box. And we're gonna go in 5. Remember, we have 40 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Controlling down. Use your exhale to push up. And just doing as many reps as you can. But remember, we're trying to control the descent. So we're not going super fast to where we fall back without control in our descent. 12 seconds left. So we'll try to get in a few more reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest. Whew. Shake it out. You just have to transition to get to the other foot. All right, here we go. In 8 seconds. It's not a lot of rest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in, descend. Whew. Exhale, press out of it. Remember, we're using those arms to help counterbalance our hips going back. So we're trying to get as low as we can with control and use that single leg strength to come out of it. 15 seconds left. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Grab a kettlebell. We have a single arm rack march next. Whew. Oh yeah, 10 seconds. You're gonna clean the bell up into your rack position and march in place. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Here we go. Just holding a steady, tall posture, rib cage stacked over your pelvis, and your shoulders and the head stacked over your rib cage. 20 seconds left. It's harder than it looks. 10 seconds. Obliques are on fire. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. 20 seconds of rest. Whew. That's more brutal than you think it's going to be, especially if you have a heavy enough bell to really challenge your rack position while you're marching. And it's not about going fast with the knees. It's about keeping balance and going steady. Here we go. Begin on the other side. Marching in place. You want to balance on that one leg as the knee drives up. My ground is a little lumpy, but I'm doing the best I can. 20 seconds. Don't lean back. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! And we're going right into the second round, my friends. So not a lot of rest. Take a few nice deep breaths. Whew. Going in 10 seconds. Here we go. Get on your first leg in front of your boxer chair in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Again, doesn't matter how many reps you get. Whew, I gotta move over a little. Almost went to the very edge of my box on this right side. Don't want to fall down off to the side. That would not be fun. Again, using that exhale to drive away from the floor. 12 seconds left. Let's get a few more reps. If you need to use the toes of the opposite foot, go for it. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Oh, yeah. Shake it out. Going in 12 seconds. Not a lot of rest. But we're almost done. Here we go. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Begin. Remember, controlling the descent. That's what's important. Rather than falling and letting gravity take you down. 20 seconds. 10 seconds left. 5, 3, 2, 1. Oh, my quads are burning. Going in 15 seconds for that march. I'm gonna do my right side first this time. It's my weaker side actually, because I'm a lefty, so just gonna get it over with. In 3, 2, 1. Clean the bell up. Here we go. Focus on your breath. Trying to keep your balance. Body stacked. 20 seconds left. We got it. 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Clearly, my right side is weaker with that single arm rack position. Woo! It's very humbling. All right, going in 5. Here we go, second side. 3, 2, begin. Yeah, in comparison, this side is just easy breezy. Almost there. 20 seconds. Keep going, you got it. 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Woo! We did it! Oh my gosh, you guys. That was rough there at the end for me. Okay. That ended up being more like a 30-minute workout. Whew. So thanks for sticking with me, guys. If you want to do a third set of those single leg box squats and the racked march, go for it. But I'm going to finish there with you. Have an awesome rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed this workout. If you did, please leave a comment below. If you would like to request a type of workout or a skill that you want to work on, leave it in the comments and we will get back to you on that. And remember to subscribe to the Iron Mobility Fitness channel. We'll see you next time. Bye.